Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion Plays Dailies in the Binding of Isaac. Ooh, Afterbirth Plus, I believe this is, I don't know, Afterbirth Plus, Rebirth Minus. We got so many different Isaac DLCs at this point, it's hard to keep them straight. Yesterday, 185th, 2.03 percentile. It's a respectable score considering how tilted I was getting by the end of it and how much stupid damage I took overall, but that's not that bad. Today's run is a Lazarus run that goes to Mom's heart. I have to be honest with you, the scores on the leaderboard look pretty bad so far. It seems like if we can get into the 30,000s, we will have a decent chance of ranking semi-well today. Which is encouraging, I suppose, although also horrifying, because I would trade a non-competitive leaderboard for a daily that actually has a damage upgrade, but it was only 2 days ago that I had Godhead Daily. So let's just rely. Ooh, it's not that bad. Ah! It's actually annoying that it's Balls of Steel because I wanted to, you know, use the Hierophant after we respawned as regular old Lazarus to, or like respawned Lazarus, I guess, in order to maximize the usefulness of those Spirit Hearts, and then we had Balls of Steel. You see, there's a little inherent irony there. Okay, we're not getting trolled that hard just yet. Don't sweat it too much. Just work your way back. I will trade one full Spirit Heart to pick up a pill that gives me 2 Spirit Hearts. Obviously, it amps up the damage penalty, and that's frustrating, but time marches on, dude. Time marches on. Keep in mind, we may well desire to actually die on this floor regardless. I do play a slightly more aggressive Lazarus game than the average player. I tend to want to get my respawn very, very early. So I like to, if we get an HP upgrade on the first floor, if possible, although it's going to be, you know, really nasty from a damage penalty perspective, I like to die and then just get the bonuses, but I guess we can't possibly tell if that's going to happen here. Either way, we got an HP upgrade, and unfortunately my whole plan fell apart. But, you know, what it meant to me will eventually be a memory of a time when I tried so hard. Can we use Fire Mine to blow up a rock? I don't believe so, but this is a really good opportunity for us to snag a bunch of stuff for like a single bomb. Okay, this is just taunting me. So we gotta figure out why is the score, the leaderboard, so deflated today. There's no Hush Fight. No Hush Fight exists. However, well, that's pretty good. Certainly, Boss Rush has the chance to exist. I mean, we've got 3.5 damage. That's not that incredible right off the bat. But Fire Mind is actually a damage upgrade. It will probably end up hurting us as much or more than it helps us, but if times get tough, we will be happy, I think, to have the ability to kill enemies a little bit faster as a result of them either being on fire or living in the fire that we create for them. So where's the anti-seam? I always talk about seams, and you thought, you know, in the Isaac Extended Universe, or Cinematic Universe, you had all of the, you know, the tools you needed. You thought you knew the way we were playing the game here, but no. Did you know that there are anti-seams? An anti-seam is something that looks like it's the proper way to play, but instead ends up being really, really bad and compromising your game. For example, the first Forget Me Now or the first 5 room on the last run, seam. The second 5 room, anti-seam. People tweeted me and they said, hey, that daily sort of sucked after I took the second Forget Me Now room. And I was like, yeah, dude, that's, I mean, you got enormous cojones to take that second room, given that you want to make it the boss rush as well, but not, like, quite frankly, not that surprised. Okay, so I think we've decided that we are going to stick as long as we can / have to with this Lazarus life, because we just keep getting HP upgrades, and oh, dude, the bombs are actually extremely fine. And then, you know what? We got bombs. Use the bombs. Well worth the cost of admission. I think knowing it actually is a little bit of an unfair advantage, to be honest with you, to know that the daily sort of sucks. Ooh, no thank you, sir. Because when you know that the daily sort of sucks, you also know how to play. Like, we should probably play a little bit more conservative as a result of the fact that we don't expect to get carried on today's daily. If all the scores were in, like, the 40,000s, I would look at today's daily and be like, alright, let's, you know, play fast, because we're gonna have to be ahead of the curve in order to rank well. Instead, I can look at today's daily and be like, it seems like it's pretty terrible, so as long as we just check the boxes of making it to boss rush, we might be okay to get a good score today. So am I gonna, you know, rebuke myself? Oh, that's so good. No, I'm not. I'm gonna continue being in the driver's seat here, hopefully. Okay, we did not get hit there, which is unbelievable. And sure, we didn't, I mean, we're still way ahead of schedule, by the way, as well, but we didn't get anything from the shop, but we still have a bunch of money, so, like, blood bank chances are pretty high. And beyond that, we got ahead of the keeper, which is really, really good from a point standpoint. So I think I see where things can go wrong on today's daily, and it probably relates to this floor or the next floor. We have not very much damage, and we don't have deal with the devil precedent, so there's a fairly good chance we end up getting deals with the angel, which have a tendency to just not be that useful. Considering that we're going to Mom's Heart, we do also want to look for a seam. It's completely plausible, especially with the leaderboard being fairly depressed right now, that there actually just isn't a seam, and that's what's holding people back, but, you know, if we can find one, we should give it a shot. Arrow Walk, I believe, first off, sounds like a Pokemon. Secondly, I believe it just slows down enemies on a room. And maybe gives us a stat bonus as well. I do have a regret on this run already. I actually think we're fairly well poised, but I have a regret on this run. And the regret is, we probably should not have taken Fire Mind. Not because it's a bad item, but because I use it badly. I'll own up to that. Glitter Bombs. Glitter Bombs opens up... I mean, first off, how is it as an item? It's okay. It could be better, of course, but it's alright as an item. And the thing that's nicest about it right now is the 5 extra bombs when we were a little low. So I'm happy with that, but the other thing that's nice about it is if we get, like, Dr. Fetus in a jar, it gives us a nice... ability to spawn consumables, which are all worth points. Right now, it's not the be-all, end-all, but that was pretty terrible. Okay, I was like, I don't need to use Krampus's head on this room. These enemies all die in like 3 hits each. True, but we still botched it. We should go back for that. Yeah, we can afford to play better. By which I mean, we could afford to slow down. Grab this. Speed is at 1. It would be nice to get a speed upgrade. I would be expecting this to be a pretty big floor. I mean, you get 1 shop, of course, but 2 item rooms, and then 2 boss rooms, and then a chance at getting a devil room or an angel room. Either one, I'm okay with. We're gonna take Tarot Cloth. Mostly the reason I take Tarot Cloth is that we don't have anything useful for it right now, although, I don't know, a doubled Arrow Walk could be useful or could be complete trash. Or not complete trash, but not that good. Not meaningfully different based on the fact that it's doubled. I feel you on this damage, by the way. It's hurting me as much or more than it hurts you, I promise. No question, you nuke that guy. And we will take Old Bandage, which is possibly good. And then, yeah, there you go. We get a speed upgrade, and it slows down the enemy. And then I immediately took damage from getting too close to Fire Mine, and we get Pageant Boy. After all that, I don't know. Pageant Boy, I was really hoping for, like, as you might expect, something a little better. Old Bandage is fine, especially if we can get an arc. an arcade on the next floor, which seems likely. Now, like, we're actually making great time. We will make it to boss rush. The question now becomes, how do we survive boss rush? That's been a bigger problem for us lately. Not surviving necessarily, but how do we not die after boss rush because of the fact that it's going to take us a long time to get through that, given our existing poor damage? Well, oh, dude, Temperance is so good. I think we probably do save it for the next floor, just in case we get an arcade ourselves. But if we don't get an arcade, or if we get a better card on this floor, we'll just pop it immediately and be extremely content with the situation. So here's a couple of things that would really help us out. Luck upgrades to make Old Bandage better. In case we end up losing our Spirit Hearts. The game's been very kind about giving us Spirit Hearts, but the more the merrier, of course. Explosive immunity. So if we could get a host hat or a pyromaniac, sign me up. I would love to get damage upgrades. I mean, I feel like I'm like the last, like, zealot being like, hey, honestly, guys, dailies are really fun. Like, I like doing dailies. I like the sense of competition and stuff like that. And I'm struggling, and I'm like, you know, if someone came up to me and they're like, hey, I don't really do Isaac dailies, why should I do them? I'd be like, I don't know, do you like runs that consistently seem to have 0 damage upgrades? Because that's the way they've been for, like, all of April. Someone should tell Nicholas that April Fool's is only supposed to be for half of one day. It's not supposed to be for the entire freaking month, but we will take Spelunker's hat. I have faith, for better or for worse, that one day we're going to get to that place where we really want to go and we'll win the run, because, baby, tramps like us, baby, we were born to run. Okay, so here's what you do. I forgot that we had Tarot Cloth there, but yeah, here's what you do. I actually could not leave for a second there. You try to get doubled plays here, and we do have Old Bandage, so I am hoping to see some red hearts get paid out. I don't think we're at a high risk of dying. This would be a great time, by the way, just throwing this out there, to get Blood Bag. So are we going to go Krampus's head, or are we going to go IV Bag? Because IV Bag is actually the right choice if we were doing this not on a daily. But considering we have to do Boss Rush, like actually basically 100% have to do Boss Rush, I don't think we can afford to get rid of Krampus's head, knowing that we're going to be in a world of hurt on the actual... I mean, the money's out of control, but knowing that we're going to be in a world of hurt on Boss Rush itself, just because of the fact that we're not dealing very much damage. So I'm beyond content that we managed to get to 67 cents there. Like, that's amazing. We are going to spend a ton of time on this floor, and that's actually a bad thing, I think. But it has the potential to work out very, very nicely for us. As long as we keep in mind that we're... You know, we want to be out of here by 13 minutes at the latest because our run is sort of not great right now. Then we should be okay. So, I didn't even know that we had a Hierophant card in there. That's my bad. So, you want to reroll the shop as many times, basically, as you can. I don't really care about a blue map right now. And the reasoning is very simple. We have a ton of money. Okay. Well, I think that's actually going to do it, and that's okay. But we're going to leave. We didn't get as much... I mean, in fact, we only got a bunch of Spirit Hearts. It's not that bad, but it's not what we're looking for. We'll take 2 of these, turn the other one into a single key. I can live with that. And we'll head downwards. So we're in a weird spot, but I think there's no reason we can't do okay today. Curse of the Blind. As much as we've... one of those... I almost guarantee one of those is Curse of the Tower. I'm just putting the pieces together in my head right now, and I'm like, how would the daily be so bad? It's like, it's gotta be something like a cascade of Fire Mind, damages you, Curse of the Tower, you know, damages you again, etc., etc. So what am I going to do? Well, of course I'm going to pick them both up, because maybe they're not Curse of the Tower. Maybe this isn't Cursed Eye plus Curse of the Tower. But you gotta... I mean, it's just the way she goes, boys. You gotta do it. Okay. This is like the ultimate I'm okay with this moment, because, I mean, I don't... Oh, no. I don't really love Curse of the Tower, because it's bad. I actually hate that, but certainly we're starting to see where this run comes apart. Stop. You're actually just taking too much dumb damage. And I know it seems like it would be easy to chalk that up to Curse of the Tower, but it's not Curse of the Tower's fault. It's my fault. We need to go a lot faster. We're very lucky, by the way, that we've discovered that we need to go faster this early, but we need to go a lot faster because things are gonna start to get hellish. Like, this damage is really just a preview of what horrors await us. I am... The first couple of floors, I think, were like a gimme compared to what things look like right now. Not just because of Curse of the Tower, but, you know, again, I don't want to keep banging this drum, and I love the idea in a perfect world of, like, random dailies, but there have just been too many with no damage lately. I'm content to ride it out, you know? This is the life I've chosen for myself, but... You know, the people are gonna rebel. This is some Joffrey shit, dude. You gotta start giving people, like, a chance to actually perform okay on dailies. Of course, I meant to say this is some Joffrey stuff, dude. This is some Joffrey stuff. I mean, we've had a bighorn fight as well that we were able to cheese our way through because we had Krampus's head. And then we have an adversary fight here, still with no damage upgrades. We have a 100% chance for a deal with the Angel or Devil. If you give me a deal with the Devil with 3 red chests, or a deal with the Angel that has nothing on it, like, this is where you're gonna lose the goodwill of the people by throwing out dailies like this. I don't know if it's just bad variance. We've had, like, seemingly our regular runs have been substantially better. Consistently versus the dailies, because the dailies, I'm getting tweets from people every single day, and admittedly it's anecdotal, but they send me these tweets and they go, I actually just like alt F4 out of the dailies now, and I feel your pain, dude. So we definitely should not do this, but I'm going to because it gives you points, and I'm shooting for the moon. Now, we need to go fast, which is why we're getting out of this floor really quickly. I actually, as much as I'm bummed to say it, we're going to have to do boss rush, and it's going to be terrible. We really could use a luck upgrade, because Old Bandage might be responsible for keeping us alive. It might seem like I'm needlessly dire in this situation, but I truly believe that boss rush is going to be hellish for us. The thing is, Krampus's head is going to make once every 3 rooms into sort of a joke, but that's only once every 3 rooms. We could really, really use a good shop, like a restock shop, like a set it up, open up shop style of shop. Okay, I mean, I'm happy with the money, don't get me wrong. You know there's a problem when we can't even get through that room without taking damage. And, you know, admit it, that's fine. Part of that problem is me, and I'll own up to that. We're very lucky to have found the boss room early. But part of that problem is not me. Part of this problem is the game is being sadistic lately. Wheel of Fortune is not the card we're looking for. We're looking for... Oh, you moron. We're looking for, a devil card, basically. I actually think... I don't know. I'm gonna have to see how things go here. We know that if we use Krampus's head... I'm gonna take this just in case. We know if we use Krampus's head on the boss fight, we're gonna finish it pretty quickly, but it's gonna leave us without momentum to start boss rush. I actually, like, for all the complaining about damage, you might be saying, NL, you're complaining so much about the fact that you never get damage upgrades. Just, like, learn to live with it. Well, I mean, I guess I'll learn some kind of sorcery to make enemy HP lower, and that'll help out. But the principal problem here is a combination of a lack of damage and a lack of speed, because even if, just give me, like, a small speed upgrade, I'd be less complainy, believe it or not, because it's just, especially on small rooms, it's so hard to dodge the enemies as consistently as you need to make this pop off. So, and you know what? The sun card is actually incredibly good for us. This is our last room before the boss fight. There you go. It actually is a small speed upgrade, so I am no longer as complaining, which is not the way you can use that expression, I think. So yeah, I mean, I'm signing off on this one. I'm sending this over to a notary public, and I'm saying, can you put a big rubber stamp on this that officially recognizes this as a bad TM daily? Because that's what it is right now. We're going to probably use Krampus's head to kill Mom. I would rather, yes. I would rather not, and then just have Mom step in the fire all the time. It's not so easy, though. Had to be done. Even that might not do it. That will do it, though. We'll take the Polaroid. We'll look at what we get. Sure, that's actually great. We can't afford to fight the Angel, though. We'd probably want Sissy Longlegs, although with BOGO bombs, homing bombs might not be that bad. But I sort of don't care about homing bombs. I care more about just having more bombs. Okay, see, this is what I mean. It is gonna be... Just stop. Just stop with this madness. It's gonna be a champion... It's gonna be a champion boss rush. I actually have been hit like 5 times on the first segment here. At least a couple of those are my problem, admittedly, but good God. And this is one, you know, you can rag on me for not performing too well today if you want, but how many dailies are going to give us 0 damage? With no means to change our damage. Like, I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on this one. About how to actually, you know, get damage. The only thing we've done that has minimized our chances of getting damage, legitimately, is fighting the Angel statue and getting a key piece, which raises our chances of getting a deal with the Angel relative to our chances of getting a deal with the Devil. It's actually the sort of thing that should be inconsequential. And the other thing is everybody's doing bad on today's daily, so I don't feel too bad myself for meeting them halfway. Even, I don't know, he took Sissy Longlegs. Is Sissy Longlegs even relevant? We're going to be spawning spiders occasionally, and the spiders are going to be junk because our damage is junk. So, again, like, I'm not trying to suggest there's malice on the part of Nicholas here. I appreciate what they've done. You know, making the game, for example. That's a pretty big one. But you're gonna lose the daily community if these keep stacking up, dude. That's not a threat, and it's also not when people say that's not a threat, that's a promise, you know? I'm not trying to hold goodwill hostage here. I'm just saying there's been, like, a lot of really, really bad dailies in a row here. And it would be nice if... Even, you know what? I'll volunteer a Luke. That's not fair for me to do, but he's a cool guy. Listen to your friend Billy Zane. He's a cool guy. He wants to help you. Let a Luke do the dailies 12 hours in advance. Let Europa do the dailies 12 hours in advance. And if it's a junk daily, they can send you a Slack message and be like, hey, it's a junk daily. Just roll the dice again. Now, that might mean that you still get a junk daily, but even just vetting one junk daily and getting it out of the system lowers your chances of getting one. For a second reroll, I should say. I'm not saying every daily needs to be like, oh, there's Godhead on the 3rd boss fight. I'm just saying, you know, every daily should have a damage upgrade somewhere in it. Oh, I hit the wrong boss with the brunt of that. I do think there's value in the occasional junk daily. It teaches us, you know, to persevere. Oh my god, a Tears upgrade. We've done it. It does teach you to persevere. I actually just walked on the spikes there. I'll take ownership for that. It's another Tears upgrade. Is this is the dream come true now? Honestly, with Holy Light and Firemind, a Tears upgrade might be the fastest way to actually up our DPS. Short of getting, you know, Proptosis, Brimstone, etc., etc. But dude, like, I am actually, like, happy-go-lucky when it comes to Isaac. I could also just stop playing the dailies, but here's why, like, I don't want to do that. Dailies are one of the easiest way to keep, like, a fresh community that's semi-competitive surrounding a game post-release. And for a game like this, where we might be on the tail end of, like, actual, like, official content coming out, or we might actually just be done with official content coming out, I find the idea of that really compelling, so that there's always going to be people around, you know, running the dailies and coming up with new strategies, or applying those strategies to runs in unique ways to try to get a maximum score. You know, the daily is like a dynamic puzzle, basically. But the puzzles, the crossword puzzles stop being fun if they're always really, really bad. And they have predominantly been pretty terrible consistently for a while here. I'm not saying you're terrible for making them, just that, you know, you gotta fix your dice roller machine back there because it's giving us snake eyes over and over. I don't think we should use this just yet. I mean, I'm not using my battery charges effectively. If I'm being honest, I'm playing like trash, but that's how it happens, you know? You gotta meet me halfway here. You look like you play a lot better when you... Oh, okay. When you don't have to spend 20 minutes on boss rush. You know, the longer you have to spend on boss rush because of your poor stats, the worse you're gonna look by the end of it, because, you know, the correlation there is pretty obvious. More times an enemy gets to attack, the more times you're gonna get hit. So our damage penalty is gonna be disgusting. But you know what? I feel solidarity for my fellow daily goers out there. Literally, like, every score on the leaderboard is pretty bad for, you know, versus the average that you'd expect to see on a daily. So, we're all in this together, boys. And girls. I always should be someone you really love. It did turn out that the sun card was irrelevant. You know, I will say that there is mercy on this run. The merciful thing is that it doesn't require us to fight Hush. Please. Dude, what are you doing? Oh my god. I'm just begging you not to do that attack. You're crushing my dreams here. You're crushing my soul. Madness is imprisoning me. All that I see is absolute failure. Battery charge, please. Battery charge. Battery charge. He's done it. Oh my lord. At least these are, well, I mean, they're not easy bosses. Carrying Queen is annoying, but I do want to keep it in perspective. This is less damage than you start with on Kain. I know I use that as like a point of reference all the time, but I use it as a point of reference because it is madness that we could be 6 floors deep after 2 deals with the angel and 1 deal with the devil, and still have less ability to kill a boss than Cain starts with. That's not Azazel. We're talking about Cain. We're talking about practice. Okay, we somehow got Bloody Crown. This is a great item. It's too little too late. You know, you don't get forgiveness for a bad run just by giving me one cool thing later, but I mean, I'm hopeful this will ease the pain slightly. This, I think, might be our last wave. So what's the actual game plan now? Well, like, first off, we do need to get morale high again. So I think, straight up, just like, leave this boss rush and then pretend it never happened. You know, take whatever net gain of points you got, which is probably smaller than it should be because of all the damage we've taken, and, oh my god, it's not quite done yet. And just pretend that it never happened. You know, just erase the bad stuff on this room from your memory, and instead, recall, there's a couple of different ways forward for us here. A funny joke. We could use Glass Cannon once, because we do have the Sun card, but what we actually want to do is find a self-sacrifice room and use that self-sacrifice room to propel us forward here. So, as much as I would love to use the Sun card, and believe you me, there is no limit to the, like, desire that I feel within myself to use this Sun card in order to figure out where the heck we're going and get there in a reasonably sane time frame. Okay, that was obviously my own fault, but what we also need to do is get to this self-sacrifice room. And you might say you could wait for the next floor and get a self-sacrifice room there, and you are highly, highly not incorrect about this situation. Do we have a charge? Okay, so here's how we're gonna do this. You will die now. Even if I get hit again. I'm immune to feeling bad about our damage penalty now. Then we're gonna suck this up. And that also gave us a luck upgrade, which is not at all what I'm looking for, but sure. Even if we just use Void as a Krampus's head, it's technically better. And we may do that because, I mean, have you noticed the fact that we need damage from, like, any conceivable source? I'm loath to even mention this, but I want to play the self-sacrifice room on this floor because we have a Sun card, but we have Curse of the Unknown. So it's like the run is actually designed to troll you as much as conceivably possible. It's like I want to give up a lot of HP to go to a floor that I am very ill-equipped to fight right now, and even the game is like, oh, well, sure would be helpful to know how much HP you have to make that happen, right? Good one. You got me. We're gonna fight the boss. That's good to know that that's there, actually. We're gonna fight the boss. We're pretty lucky that it's just Dingles, I think. Although it is... Oh, no, wait. We're actually incredibly unlucky. Because it's not just Dingles, there's also a brownie here. So we're trying to effectively just land holy light shots. Did you see that? That's just lucky. Please. I'm begging for a damage upgrade here. I'll take a good Tears upgrade that breaks the cap, but I'm begging you for a damage upgrade. Save me from this nothing I've become. That's not a damage upgrade. That's bombs. These are just bombs. Oh! Okay. Well, what do you do? What do you do? What can you do in a situation like this? First, you fight Super Greed and take some damage, because that's just the way she goes, boys. And then, we don't even want the quarter right now. There's item rooms because, yes, okay. I mean, Gemini is actually not good, but it's not too bad, but you get the idea. Oh, okay. I don't know. Do we even want sack lunch? I think we play this. I sincerely do. Thank you, Glitter Bombs. And also, Old Bandage for working together here. I think this is how we beat the system. Or this is how we beat our, I don't want to say our competition, but this is how we do well on today's daily. We succeed exclusively with respect to intestinal fortitude. A lot of people are just going to tap out of today's daily, and that opens the possibility for us to do better than we deserve to do. Largely because of the fact that people are going to go, I'm not going to do that. Are you crazy? Glitter Bomb, red hearts, please. No red hearts, but an Emperor. Temperance. Don't accidentally trigger the second angel statue. Be a bad call. We can always just take the Emperor down to the next floor. Because we don't... I mean, it is best to get the full bonus. Like, to explore everything. We gotta be doing okay on HP right now. I have to think that our HP is basically fine. We picked up a lot on this floor. On this room, I should say. At this point, the only way for me to leave this daily is to remember that the pain of this run is temporary, but the leaderboard position is permanent. I'm begging you. I think we should just void that, but will it void anything? Will it void everything else? Will it void all the consumables? Because if it voids all the consumables, we want to take the Emperor out. Where are we? And stop this. We want to grab this. We don't want any of that. We can hold the Sun card. That's a speed down pill. We'll hold the Sun card. What's the other card? Temperance. Doesn't matter. Suck it up. We got a Tears upgrade. It leaves all consumables, so I was overly cautious, but that's okay. Don't use the Sun card. It's not the right time. It's probably better to save the Sun card for the teleportation. As much as it bothers me, and as much as it should be a non-issue, it's the right call. So I have no idea how we're going to rank on today's daily. I think we have played terribly, but I think the run is terrible. So you reap what you sow. We weren't that low on HP, I think. We might have been down to like 2 or 3, but I suppose that is pretty low. We're probably going to kill the lamb on today's daily, which is nice. I think we have a chance to rank in the top 250. I think there's a chance we might rank in the top 100 just due to people Alt F4ing this one. I just want to, like, I think that this is just an unfortunate consequence of variance that so many dailies have been pretty trash lately. Sweet. Little baggy. But if you want to actually make dailies hard, don't give us so many low damage dailies. Give us lost dailies. Or even keeper dailies. At least those are hard for like dynamic reasons instead of these which are just like bad but also sort of boring. Like, I hope that I'm entertaining you a little bit here with my misery, but even I am starting to, I mean, based on the fact that I've said this 20 times over the course of this video, you can probably relate, but even I'm starting to come close to my, my breaking point for nonsense here. Did we lose our Eternal Heart? I thought I had picked one up. Maybe we were way closer to death than I thought. Sweet. I mean, like, let's just be honest. We have 3.5 damage, which is what we started with. And we're about to go to the lamb floor. So, I mean, I actually think the right call is probably to take the Emperor down, now that I think about it. Like, sure, the exploration bonus is worth a lot, but also, I'm going to take a lot of damage once we get down there, so, I mean, yeah, okay, I think that settles it, honestly. I'm gonna pop the Sun card right now, and I'm gonna take the Emperor card, which should be in here, down to the next floor. And I'm not gonna suck anything up. Excuse me? Now I'm gonna suck something up. Because there's a battery charge in here. Holy crap, it's a damage upgrade. Do we not teleport on today's daily? Am I missing something? There's no teleportations on today's daily? HP's not good, but we only need to live for one room anyway. I'm getting out of this daily. I'm cashing out, basically, is how this is finishing. No, I'm not taking your pills. You've done it to yourself, honestly, so. As many bombs as is possible. We now, I wanna point out, we have crossed the Kane threshold. At this point, we will now do more damage than Kane does when he starts a run. It's an important moment in every daily when you cross that Kane threshold. We've finally done it. Admittedly, we actually, now that I think about it, I'm not completely free of sin. We could have actually died on the first floor as Lazarus and made this happen a little bit more easily. Or died later, for that matter, and made it happen more easily, but we didn't, and that is on me. And honestly, like, more power to anyone who did. Good God. We're done. We're done, and I'm out. I'm done with this daily. This is madness. We're 65th. That should tell you everything you need to know. I played like trash, and I'm going to probably be top 50. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the run. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. And, of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.